On the 19th of September 1963, pre-filming began for Doctor Who's first story, An Unearthly Child, at the BBC's film studios at Ealing. Ealing Studios, as it was known back then, became almost an integral part of Doctor Who. It was used prior to An Unearthly Child, filming Doctor Who's first title sequence on the 20th of August. Ealing Studios was heavily used up until the Five Doctors, but we'll go over that later. But why am I talking about Ealing Studios? That's because it was most commonly used for model filming. Before the advent of CGI, model filming was the only way to achieve shots that could not be achieved full size, such as TARDIS shots in a plethora of stories, spaceship shots in Frontier in Space, and Doctor Who's first model shot of the Dalek city in The Daleks. The Dalek city was made in preparation for the Ealing recording on October 28th. Designer Roman Cusick had done a basic sketch, and the model was merely his basic sketch made into a model. He wasn't very impressed, but there was no time to replace it until, just by chance, part 1 of the Daleks, titled The Dead Planet, needed to be remounted for the scheduled date of the 6th of December, giving Cusick a chance to remake the model and film new inserts. In March 1964, the Doctor Who production team returned to Ealing for The Keys of Marinus. This was the debut of the model TARDIS. This model was 2 inches tall and lacked detail compared to future TARDIS models. Using an optical printer, the 2 shots faded through each other, so the TARDIS appeared. This would be the Keys of Marinus' only Ealing day. Ealing Studios last had the Doctor Who production team at its residence in 1983 for the Five Doctors model filming, but by this point, model filming became more prevalent at Television Centre, and so from this point onwards, model filming was shot at Television Centre in-house. A very famous model shot is from season 23, or Trial of a Time Lord, the famous motion-controlled, spectacular opening shot of the whole story. It took a total of 5 passes to get it produced.
The spaceship for the beauty pass, all beautifully lit, that would be the first pass. They'd then have shot a pass of just the lights on the spaceship and nothing else lit. Then we would have shot a background, a matte pass where we put polystyrene from memory behind the spaceship, so you ended up with a silhouette black against white. That then was processed, that was shot on negative film, processed and bipacked in the camera so that it passed in front of the beauty shot. And then with the same camera move, you shot a star field. So the camera was doing all the motion, which meant the stars were skidding about in the right direction. It took a while because the shot lasted quite a long time. I seem to remember the actual length of the beauty pass, because of the light levels, was over an hour to get it, because it was probably shooting at something like 2 to 4 frames a second.
Another famous shot is the opening of Remembrance of the Daleks, the pre-titles teaser. So familiar to us now, but then it had only been done 3 times before. The shot starts on the Earth. The famous I Have a Dream speech starts playing, along with Kev McCulloch's fantastic music. The camera zooms back, and then all of a sudden, the Dalek spaceship comes into shot. Cut to titles, a fantastic model shot. The TV movie also used a model, in this case the TARDIS, for the time vortex sequences. On a motorised stand and using a motion controlled camera, the shots were composited digitally into the time vortex.